Hello, English learners, and welcome back to the Everyday Speaking Podcast. My name is Sarah.
And I'm John. It's great to be with you all again.
It's great to be with you too, John. I was just thinking about our topic for today, and it made me remember a really funny story from a conference I attended last year. Have you ever had that moment where you're talking to someone, having a great conversation, and you suddenly realize you have no idea who they are?
Oh, all the time. It's that little moment of panic. You're smiling and nodding, but inside your brain is frantically searching through files trying to find a name. It's a universal human experience, I'm sure of it.
Today, we're diving into a situation that I think everyone, and I mean everyone, has experienced. It's that slightly awkward, heart-sinking moment when you run into someone you know, but you just can't remember their name.
Oh, absolutely. It's a little embarrassing, but it happens to the best of us. Just last week, I saw someone from my old gym and my mind went completely blank. It was uncomfortable.
Exactly. So today we're going to give you the language you need to handle that situation smoothly and confidently in English. We'll start by listening to a short dialogue.
Right. Now, don't worry if it sounds a bit fast the first time. The goal is just to listen and get a feel for the conversation. By the end of this episode, you will understand everything, we promise.
Let's listen.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, hi. What are you doing around here? Do you work nearby?
Yes, my office is just down the street. It was nice meeting you at the seminar last month. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yes, me too.
I'm short on time, but here's my card. We should meet again soon.
Sure. You still have my contact information, right?
This is a bit embarrassing, but your name slipped my mind. Can you remind me?
Of course. My name is Lena Parker. Don't worry, I'm awful with names too. All right, so what did you think? Maybe you caught some phrases, maybe others were new. Now let's get into our language takeaways and break this conversation down piece by piece.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning. The first man, let's call him Mark, says, "Hey, how's it going?" This is our fluency tip of the day, but it's worth mentioning now. It's such a common, natural greeting.
It really is. You'll hear this far more often in daily conversation than the more textbook, "How are you?" Other variations you might hear are, "How's everything?" or just a simple, "What's up?"
And the woman, Lena, responds with, "Oh, hi, what are you doing around here?" That phrase, "around here," is super useful. It just means in this area or near this place.
Right. You might ask a stranger, "Excuse me, is there a coffee shop around here?" It's a very conversational way to talk about your current location.
Exactly. Then Mark explains that his office is just down the street. This is another great, simple phrase for giving directions or explaining locations.
Okay, now we get to a key point in the conversation. Mark says, "I'm short on time, but here's my card." John, what does short on time mean?
It simply means you don't have much time. You're in a hurry. For example, you could say, "I'd love to chat more, but I'm a bit short on time today."
That makes sense. Are there other ways to say this?
Definitely. You could say, "I'm pressed for time," which is a little more formal, or more casually, "I'm in a rush," or "I've got to run."
Those are great. And it's good to know which ones are more formal, right? "I'm pressed for time" is perfect for a business setting. You might say it to a colleague. "I'd like to discuss the report further, but I'm a bit pressed for time before my next call." But telling your friend, "I've got to run," is much more natural and casual as you're heading out the door.
Exactly. Context is everything. Using the right phrase in the right situation is a key part of sounding fluent.
Great alternatives. Okay, then Lena asks, "You still have my contact information, right?" Let's break that down. Contact information is pretty straightforward. It means your phone number, email, maybe your social media handles.
Yeah, and notice the little tag question at the end, right? She's not really asking a question. She's confirming something she assumes is true. It's a very common feature of spoken English.
That's a great point. It softens the question. And this leads us to the main event, the most important part of our lesson today. Mark has to admit he doesn't remember her name.
Right, the moment of truth. He handles it so well. He starts with, "This is a bit embarrassing, but..." This is a golden phrase. It's like a warning sign that you're about to say something slightly awkward.
It really is. It shows you're self-aware and it makes the other person more forgiving. Then he says the key phrase, "Your name slipped my mind."
It slipped my mind. I love this expression. It means I forgot. It's an idiom, and it sounds so much softer and more polite than saying, I forgot your name. Forgetting is active, but slipping sounds like an accident, like it wasn't your fault.
That's a perfect explanation. It takes the blame away. What are some other ways Mark could have said this, John?
Well, a very common one is, I'm drawing a blank. For example, I'm so sorry, I'm drawing a blank on your name. It creates a visual image of an empty space in your brain.
I use that one all the time, drawing a blank. What else?
You could also say, I'm terrible with names, please tell me yours again. Or, your name is right on the tip of my tongue. That means you feel like you're very close to remembering, but you just can't quite get it.
That tip of my tongue feeling is so specific, isn't it? It's like you can almost see the word in your mind, but you can't quite say it. You might say, oh, I know this. Her name is on the tip of my tongue. It starts with an M. Megan? No, Madison. It shows you're actively trying to remember, which is also very polite.
Yes, that's another great idiom. So to recap, you have, it slipped my mind, I'm drawing a blank, and it's on the tip of my tongue. All fantastic, natural sounding options.
And notice what he does right after. He asks a clear, simple question. Can you remind me? It's direct, polite, and it gets the job done.
Now, let's look at Lena's response because it's just as important. She makes the situation comfortable again. She says, of course, my name is Lena Parker. Then she adds, don't worry, I'm awful with names too.
This is such a kind and reassuring thing to say. The phrase awful with something means you are very bad at it. So I'm awful with names means I'm very bad at remembering names. Right. You could be awful with directions, meaning you get lost easily. Or awful with dates, meaning you forget birthdays and anniversaries.
Totally. By saying she's also bad with names, Lena is showing empathy. She's basically saying, it's not a big deal, I do it too. This immediately removes the awkwardness from the situation.
This is a really important social skill, making the other person feel comfortable after a small mistake. So the whole exchange is a masterclass in handling an awkward moment gracefully.
You know, this whole exchange brings up some really interesting cultural points. I think this is a perfect moment for a new segment we're calling the Cultural Corner. Great idea, Sarah. In many English-speaking cultures, especially in North America and the UK, there's a general understanding that people are busy and meet a lot of new faces. Forgetting a name isn't seen as a sign of disrespect. It's just a common human error.
That's so true. Honesty is usually the best policy. Trying to avoid saying the person's name can sometimes feel more awkward than just admitting you've forgotten. People appreciate it when you're direct and polite.
And this contrasts with some other cultures where remembering a name is extremely important and forgetting it could be seen as a bigger social mistake. So for our listeners, it's helpful to know that in most everyday English conversations, you'll be forgiven for a memory slip. Another cultural point is about how to recover. Lena's response, I'm awful with names too, is a classic example of making the other person feel comfortable. It's a way of saying, we're the same, you didn't make a mistake. This kind of mutual reassurance is very common in these situations.
That's true. It's often better to just admit you've forgotten and ask, rather than trying to pretend you remember. People usually appreciate the honesty.
Exactly. Trying to have a whole conversation without using their name can be much more awkward in the long run.
Okay, I think we've broken down the key language. How about we do a little practice, a role play?
Let's do it.
All right. Imagine we're at a party. We met a few weeks ago, but now we see each other again. I'll start. Oh, hey, John, right? How have you been?
Hey, yes, that's right. I'm doing great. It's so good to see you again. I'm so sorry I'm completely drawing a blank on your name.
No problem at all. It's Sarah. Honestly, don't worry about it. I'm terrible with names myself.
Sarah, of course. It's great to see you, Sarah. Thanks for being so cool about it.
See, listeners, just like that. A little bit of honest, polite language and the awkward moment is gone.
Practice it a few times and it will feel very natural.
All right. Now that you've learned all the key phrases and understand the context, let's listen to the dialogue one more time. See how much more you can understand now.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, hi. What are you doing around here? Do you work nearby? Yes, my office is just down the street. It was nice meeting you at the seminar last month. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yes, me too.
I'm short on time, but here is my card. We should meet again soon.
Sure. You still have my contact information, right?
This is a bit embarrassing, but your name slipped my mind. Can you remind me?
Of course, my name is Lena Parker. Don't worry, I'm awful with names too.
It sounds so much clearer the second time, doesn't it? Once you have the keys to the language, it all unlocks.
It really does. And that brings us to our final segment, the fluency tip. As we mentioned, instead of just saying, "How are you?" try saying, "How's it going?"
Right, it's friendly, casual, and natural. A couple of other great casual options are "What's new?" or "How have you been?" Use these with friends, colleagues, and people you meet in everyday situations.
The key is to build a toolbox of phrases so you're not always relying on the first thing you learned in a textbook. It will make you sound much more fluent and confident.
That's right. So let's quickly review the most important phrases from today. First, I'm short on time for when you're in a hurry.
Second, the big one, "Your name slipped my mind," or "I'm drawing a blank," for when you forget a name.
And third, a great response, "Don't worry, I'm awful with names too," to make the other person feel better.
If you can remember just those three, you'll be well equipped to handle this tricky social situation.
And that just about does it for us today. Thanks so much for listening.
Yes, thank you. Your homework for this week is to try and use one of these phrases. Maybe just practice saying, "How's it going?" instead of "How are you?"
Little steps lead to big progress. We'll be back next week with a new topic to help you sound more natural in English.
Until then, keep practicing. See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.